why? Well, there is a special kind of silence that comes after you make something and no one responds. No comment, no message, no sign that it landed anywhere at all. Just the quiet sound of your own effort disappearing into the world. And I think a lot of us know that feeling, even if we don't say it out loud. You finish a song, a drawing, a video, a page of writing, and for a moment you feel something like hope. Maybe this one will be seen, maybe this one will matter, and then the hours pass. The numbers stay small, and you start to wonder if your work ever really arrived anywhere at all. Some memories you don't feel like stories, you feel like places. A road I crossed, a sky I stood under, a shoreline I paused beside for longer than I planned. I keep these images because they remind me that life keeps happening, even when no one is watching closely. This is what this video is about. No fame, no virality, not how to grow fast. This is about the private loneliness of creating something beautiful in a world that often looks away. Because when you create, you are not just producing content, you are sending out a part of yourself. Every song is a small confession. Every painting is a way of saying, this is how I saw the world today. Every video is a letter with no guaranteed destination. And when no one answers, it can feel like you've been talking into an empty room. And some feelings are easier to explain with color than with words. There were times when I made things and checked the views like they were a verdict. If the number was slow, I felt small. If the response was quiet, I assumed the work was weak, that I didn't put enough work or effort into it. If nobody shared it, I started to believe I had said something wrong or make something forgettable, or revealed too much of myself to a world that didn't want it. Maybe you felt that too. You post, you release, you upload, you send the work out, and then you sit there in the silence hoping for proof that it mattered. It's hard to admit because part of you wants to be above that. Part of you wants to say, I create for myself, not for others. But the truth is more human than that. We do want to be seen. We do want our work to arrive in someone's life and stay there for a while. We do want to feel that what we made was not wasted at all. That want is not shallow. It is tender. Not all of my work was made in isolation. Some of it was shaped by the people I met along the way. A short conversation, a shared meal, a laugh in a place I didn't know well, a face I only knew for a moment, but remember for longer than that. Sometimes connection arrives in brief, unexpected forms. Sometimes it doesn't stay, but that doesn't make it less real. And maybe that is true for art too. Maybe a piece does not need to be loved by everyone to be real. Maybe it only needs to reach the right person at the right time. An invisible audience is still an audience. Someone may see your work months later. Someone may find it in a lonely night when they needed exactly those words. Someone may never comment, never like, never tell you, but still carry your work with them in private. Art does not only live where the numbers are loud. Sometimes it lives quietly in the background of someone's life. Sometimes it becomes a thought they return to. Sometimes it becomes the reason they keep going, and you may never know. That is the difficult part. Creating means learning to release the control over where your work will land. You can make the letter carefully, you can write it honestly, you can send it with love, but you cannot force the reply. In the end, maybe that is all I'm really trying to do. Make something wide enough to hold a little quiet. Maybe that is what I want my work to feel like. Not loud, not perfect, but open enough for someone else's silence to enter without fear. So why keep making anything at all? Why keep painting, singing, filming, writing when the room is quiet and the response is so small? Because making is not only about being witnessed, it is also about becoming. Where every time you create, you are shaping your inner world. You are teaching yourself how to pay attention. You are teaching yourself how to stay with a feeling long enough to turn it into something. In that way, art is not only about communication, it is also about survival. It is a way of not disappearing into your own silence. When I make something now, I try to think of it less like a performance and more like a letter. A letter to someone I may never meet. A letter to the version of me who needed this 5 years ago. A letter to the strangers sitting alone at 2 a.m. wondering if anyone else feels this way. That changes everything, because then the work does not need to win immediately. It only needs to be honest from the bottom of your heart. It only needs to arrive, and maybe that is enough. Maybe we need a different way to measure whether our work matters. Not by how fast it grows, not by how loud it is, not by whether the algorithm notices it first, but by whether it was true. Did it come from a real place? Did it say something you actually felt? Did it carry a little piece of your life inside it? If yes, then the work has already done its job, because it offers you something valuable. Even if the room is quiet, the audience is invisible, even if the letter is still in transit. So you are making something in silence right now. I want to say this gently. Keep going. Not because every piece will be seen, not because every video will reach the right people immediately, not because the work is guaranteed to be rewarded. Keep going because your voice deserves to exist outside your own head. Keep going because there is someone out there who will need exactly what you make, even if you never meet them personally. Keep going because the invisible audience is still real. And maybe one day, when they finally find the letter you left behind, they will feel less alone, just as you were hoping to make them feel. Letters do not stop being letters just because they travel quietly. And I'll see you in the next one. See you and stay healthy.